The sound and music are 50% of the entertainment in a movie. George Lucas is often quoted as having said, and he was right. Today, more specifically, we're looking at, or rather listening to, sound design, and the importance that it can hold in bringing your production to life. Hi guys and girls, my name's Scott. I'm a director and cinematographer based in London, England, and today we're talking about sound design. Sound design is the not-so-silent special sauce that the audience tends to not even notice is there. Good sound design can make or break a moment. It can take something dull and drab and amplify it to greatness. In my own work, there's so much to improve upon, and I'm always learning new things. But every now and again, I learn this one thing that just levels everything up a significant, noticeable notch. And a few years back, it was the awakening of paying attention to sound design that was one of those things for me. Sound design can be used in a number of different ways, but at the forefront, its main purpose is to bring a scene to life. Let's say we have a wide establishing shot of a beach scene. There are waves crashing, children playing, seagulls overhead, a fairground on the pier, maybe a dog barks, people are chatting. Yes, you can capture audio while shooting, but the audio from the perspective of this camera at least would in actual fact sound something like this. But when we craft those sounds and we bring all those different elements into the mix, we have more control over everything and can elevate the scene. Sometimes the sound might not have existed in actuality in order to capture the lightsaber, the dinosaur roar. Imagine A Quiet Place, a film with very little actual dialogue without sound design. There's a great video by Insider about the work that went into the making of sound design on this film in particular that I'll link above and in the description below for you to check out later. Direction is another way in which sound design is used to help guide the viewer. Perhaps back in our beach scene, one of the characters is having trouble with a pesky seagull. We've used sound design to bring the scene to life, but now the mix can be used to direct the focus without actually having to point to it specifically within the frame. A scene can be set contextually whilst giving the viewer a focus at the same time. There's a fantastic video by one of my favourites, Nerdwriter, on this topic in particular, which again I'll link there and in the description below for you to check out later. From a commercial side of things, this is the element that got me excited most when I started to bring sound design into my work more. In an earlier film where I talked about passion pieces, I mentioned the use of this in a spec I wrote. Now this is an extreme example of the use of sound design, but I wanted to create a piece that didn't rely on music in even the slightest to create a sense of excitement and focus.
What does it take?
There is a lot of realism in this piece. But alongside that, some downright ridiculous sounds I wanted to incorporate to emphasise speed, momentum, and the brutality from the impact of a rugby tackle.
With your face on the ground.
If you want to see, or better listen to the full piece in its entirety, I'll leave a link in the description below.
No thank you.
There are a load of different websites to subscribe to or just outright purchase sound effects from. Soundsnap.com is my go-to personal favourite. It has a fairly reasonably priced annual subscription for the amount of sounds you get access to. The Artlist.io subscription also boasts sounds alongside their music. You can find some sounds for free from places like freesoundeffects.co.uk or freesound.org. If you're a terrible person, then a friend of a friend's cousin's uncle told me that you can rip sounds from the internet. Best of all though, you can record them yourself. Have some fun with objects around the home, or just use your mouth to create grunts and thumps to add to your work. Here's a mouth-only stop-motion piece I created for HTC's Vine. Remember that?
Goal!
And another fun piece I worked on with my friends at Detail Films, using a mix of licensed and mouth-made sound effects. Once you've got your sounds, it really helps to layer them to create depth and texture. Try slowing things down, speeding them up, adding reverb, pitch shifting them. There's some trial and error, but it's definitely one of the funner parts of the post process. I hope you found that useful. Make sure to check out my video on passion projects if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed that video, leave me a comment, or at the very least a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more semi-helpful tips and insider industry knowledge, and I'll see you next time.